Boom shakalaka, super bullish Bitcoin inverse head and shoulders on the heels of the banking collapse. Why Bitcoin could be $80,000 by this summer and much higher, not soon after. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video we have a lot of very interesting charts for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, including why Bitcoin could likely be headed to 40,000 plus and maybe much higher not long after. Before we get into it, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell, come join us on Twitter at @CryptoLove. Push that like button. Now today, fear and greed at 51, dead neutral, down just a touch from yesterday. The overall markets though up 4% today. Bitcoin up almost 7% today at 26,479, Ethereum at 1731, BNB at 335, XRP 37 cents, Cardano 33 cents, Polygon $1.20, and Dogecoin 7 cents. Bitcoin right now making a huge move. You can see it right here, breaking above this blue line. This has been the sideways trend that Bitcoin has been in for almost a whole year. It was a top back here in August of 2022. Well, we just broke through that as we are in this ascending trend right now. But within that, there is something bigger happening. There is a left shoulder right here, there is a head right here, and there is a right shoulder right here, making this an inverse head and shoulders. And with these inverse head and shoulders, usually they go up the length or the size of the head, which from where Bitcoin is right now would bring us up to this line of resistance right here, about $42,000. Pretty darn exciting. But that's not all, because you see, there's a little bit of a banking collapse going on. Traditional banking that's supposed to be so good. I mean, I feel so bad for the Fed. They're just screwed because they tried to deal with inflation by raising interest rates that caused the banks to collapse. Now they have to print more money, which is going to cause greater inflation. There's just no way out of this for them, except maybe there is, and it's called Bitcoin. If we take a look, though, with the Fed's balance sheet, we can see that quantitative tightening has ended up being transitory. They have just recently printed $300 billion, a huge V-shaped recovery, the largest printing since the COVID pandemic and the global financial crisis. And we know what happened with risk on assets after these printings happened. So where does that leave us? Well, it turns out that Bitcoin actually is quite correlated with the global net liquidity. We can see when global net liquidity is at the top, Bitcoin's at the top. Similar right here, when there's a top, Bitcoin's at the top. Similar right here, when it's at the top, Bitcoin's at the top. However, when it's at the bottom, Bitcoin's at the bottom as well. Go figure. Well, if we take a look, we did bottom in October 2022. Bitcoin is responding accordingly. We have the stars aligning. The weekly trend right here is flashing a buy signal right now. The higher the time frame, the more relevant the signal for Bitcoin confirmation in just a few days. But you can see each time it did flash a buy signal, we got some pretty large movements for Bitcoin. Ideal buy for an investor. A visual example of a breakout from Stan Weinstein's book that could be playing out for Bitcoin. When we have a break above the 30-week MA and support above there, generally that tends to be a great buy opportunity. If we take a look, we have almost the exact same thing with support and breaking above previous resistance. This could be huge for Bitcoin, sending it much higher recently. Also, short-term holder net unrealized profit and loss, we're out of accumulation phase. So if you were looking to buy it cheap, you missed your opportunity. But you know when's the second best time to buy it cheap? Right now, because it's probably not going back down. The Moneyflow index shows a double bottom. This may lead to another bull run. We can see double bottoms back here in the Moneyflow index, pretty much always correlated with parabolic bull runs for Bitcoin. So we just did have a double bottom. Could be yet another parabolic bull run for Bitcoin. And one more long-term chart, the 3-week Bitcoin chart, the trending line has turned green, which we can see right here. Previous times it turned green was right before massive Bitcoin moves. So everything, even though it's not looking great for traditional banking, it is looking very good for Bitcoin. This chart, there's literally nothing bearish in this chart. The truth strength indicator, each time it has been bullish. We've seen massive runs. Where could Bitcoin head? Well, how about this? If we could just rhyme with something that happened previously, we could have Bitcoin headed to $80,000 by May. Now, generally, you want to sell in May, go away for the summer, but we may have a longer term macro move where the rest of the markets collapse and everything goes into Bitcoin. Because if we have Bitcoin repeating patterns, and everybody talks about how Bitcoin is cyclic, and it very well may be. Well, we have a 10x, 10x drop to 0.2x, 10x, 10x drop 0.2x, 10x, 10x, next 10x would put us at $400,000. Now that may be a bit high, but then the 0.2x would bring us down to $80,000, which, if you remember the last chart, predicting $80,000. This could be working out pretty crazy. So that's all for today's episode. If you did like it, push the like button. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.
From now on, if you don't own Bitcoin, you're a moron.